Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of our Dragon Age the Veilguard Let's Play. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So, in this episode, we're going to be picking back up with the main quest line. I think it was Something Wrong is what it's called. We're investigating the blight that is in these marshes for the wardens to see what makes it unnatural, I think is what we're doing. So yeah, let's get back into it. We have changed up the party back to Davrin and Harding at the moment, so my abilities sync a lot better than what we were dealing with, so that's good. But yeah, not much really to say. We were still picking up samples, if I remember correctly, and this is kind of the last one it looked like. Well, not the last one, there's two more, but... Gross. So go over that. Oh, this is another path. I think I've looked into it already, but I'm not sure.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. When enemies die, you'll notice that a green apparition's following. It's because I decided to switch to blood writing, just because it did give me some upgrades in defense and ability damage, and I kind of like the ability. That, and eventually I'm going to be picking up an ability, or picking up a skill that says if you're wearing just light armor for your head and armor, you get benefits from it. So might as well kind of get into that habit now. Anyway, I should have checked the map while I was up there. Yeah, this is just a kind of a cut-through path that I wanted to see the end of. Now let's kill the darkspawn.
Trouble scouted.
It does the apparition does do a bit of damage, so that is pretty nice. Oh, this is back in the town. Right, okay. That's right, you could go down here, and you would go to a dead end up there. And this takes you kind of into another area. Okay, so yeah, we're good. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything with the quote-unquote a newly opened path. So yeah. Let's head on back. I think I've cleared all the darkspawn in this area, or at least the majority of them. There might still be some in this area, but...
Check out the ballista. Could be useful.
You just want to shoot stuff.
No. Maybe. Surprised I can't destroy that wall. Though this does make me wonder, can I? They wouldn't put a ballista in the game without... they wouldn't put a ballista here without needing to be used, right? But I'm not seeing anything I can shoot. Maybe I'll have to... Maybe once we pick up the sample, the wall will weaken. Oh, hello.
An ogre.
I think it's...
Alright, let's take a second.
Sense this attack in the boils. It's not happening.
We need to stop it.
Son, on that.
Good one, Davrin.
Go and get some.
Don't stay there.
I'm good to go again. Coming in range.
I'm good. Finish it.
It's down.
That's a win.
Yeah, we don't really use burning that much. I mean, Daverin does, but I don't. So, I guess the idea there is that I could have been on the ballista still. Well, no, you had to collect the samples, so I don't know. Either way, again, I really don't know what the ballista's for. They usually put, maybe it's a red herring. Like saying, hey, this is here, you could use it for something, but there's nothing that gets destroyed. Because the ogre blew through the wall, so.
And another sample.
I think we've got enough.
Yeah. Let's get back to Evka and Antoine.
There was a Finn Harel statue right here with the wolf statue, I think, being over in that direction. Easy enough. Alright, let's head back to them. Get this turned in, see what else comes up. I'm actually a little worried that this is all that there is. I wouldn't think so. There's got to be a conclusion, or at least a little bit more going on.
Antoine? Antoine!
Yes? Yes, the blight samples. They're like nothing we've seen, or anything in the Warden records. And I almost hear voices in it. The gods calling the blight.
I can't hear anything. But if you believe me...
We knew things were bad. But if the Blight's being called, the situation's more unpredictable than we thought. We need to...
I give you two reign, and this is where it leads. Chasing Rook's lies.
First Warden,
Stay away from the Blight and the Wardens. How many times must you be told?
Do you think titles and bluster scare me?
And your venom is better directed toward your magisters.
Rook knew something was wrong.
I can hear it in the samples. The gods. She's telling the truth. The blight has changed. And that changes everything.
It changes nothing. Your sensitivity to Blight is useful, Warden Antoine. But you've had more than one snake in your ear.
I really don't think there's any good option here. Back off is not great. You won't listen, will you? Is joking. I mean, we need the Wardens, whether we like this guy or not.
No one here wants blight to spread. We can work together.
You're in no place to make offers. You tampered with a ritual that unleashed Blight. You did not know what you were doing then, and you don't now.
If gods control the Blight, we need to change how we approach it.
Archdemons control Blight, and we'd sense if one had risen. We'd make the sacrifices needed to fight it.
But we...
The Blight has increased. Now is not the time to lose focus. Wardens Evka and Antoine, are you sworn to combat the Blight?
Yes, but...
Then report back to Weishaupt and do so.
That went poorly, even for a talk with him.
It's my fault you're in trouble.
He's never really liked us.
So much for convincing the Wardens.
We can't give you the order, but you have us.
We'll keep tracking the Darkspawn and the Blight. We'll do what we can.
And if we learn the gods' plans, you will too.
The elven god of monsters had been hard at work. She'd taken the Darkspawn and made them so much worse. Now, she and Elganon had their glorious new army. The risen gods were ready. And they had just the target.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all. He refused to listen.
He finally agrees to meet for a report, then he all but calls you a liar.
I think you were included in that.
So we're at level 29. Okay. I believe, yes, this area is next. Yeah, for enemies who inflict damage on you are chilled. That's actually kind of nice. That'll be really nice. Once I hit level 30, we'll be going full stop into this. The next, what is that? 8? Yeah, the next 8 skill points will be going into here to fill in the evoker specialization. And then after that, I'll be filling in kind of down to like in this area. So yeah, I mean the build's pretty much there. There's just a few extra stuff, and all of the majority of the invoker stuff. All right, well, not much really. I was actually expecting more, to be honest. But where's that chest? I know this one. This one's locked behind a one of the champion fights. But where was this one? Huh. Anyway, doesn't look like there is anything else to do in the Hossberg wetlands. So let's actually, what was that? What was this one here? Oh yeah, another champion. I haven't fully decided when I'm going to do those yet, but I need to do them eventually because I think I'm close enough to the proper levels to actually start doing some of them. But all right, I think there's nothing new. I'm going to head back to the lighthouse just because that was a story mission completed, so there should be some new stuff here in terms of like maybe some conversations. Yeah, Davrin's got one. Emmerich actually finally has his quest. Yeah, we have these looks like some important conversations, so that's good. And Emmerich having a quest for us is actually really good because I didn't really want to go to Docktown just yet. So we'll talk to Emmerich last. Let's head off, go talk to Davrin, Balara, Tosh, and see if Lucanus actually wants to talk. The last time he had a speech bubble that was like, "Now is not a good time to talk." I'm like, okay, sure. Then why'd you have a speech bubble? All right, Davrin, what's up?
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Please do. I need to hear an actual voice now and then.
Can't imagine why.
I'm starting to dream that I'm a griffin. Squawk.
Well, you get high marks for effort.
He's toying with me. So what brings you by?
Just curious, really. Wondering what it's like being a Grey Warden. There've always been these legendary warriors living apart from the world.
Don't know about that. I spent time with people who were bad right up till they took their vow.
How so?
Weishaupt is the last stop for the wrong sort. If you're facing prison or worse, you can always join the Grey Wardens and take your chances with the Blight.
And just how, wrong are the wrong sort?
Thieves, brigands, pirates, and the odd murderer now and then.
Sounds fun, right up to the murdering.
At least now they're murdering Darkspawn.
That's fair.
I've heard about Weishaupt. Never been there.
It's a giant fortress and home of the Grey Wardens. It's been standing for as long as anyone remembers. At least since the first Blight.
Does it have floating buildings like the lighthouse?
No, but things float up from the latrines.
Ugh.
Fun bunch you hang out with.
The wrong sort have their charm.
Has your first warden always been, well,
A stubborn bastard?
one way of putting it?
He means well in his own way. He's old-fashioned. Tradition is everything. Keeps us disciplined. We never deviate from it.
He'll have to. Elganon and Gillinan won't play by his rules.
If he even believes in them. The man doesn't have much imagination. Even the right sort can be the wrong sort.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd probably join the Wardens. They sound like the Night's Watch from Game of Thrones. Well, I guess the Game of Thrones would be more like, sounds like more like the Wardens, but anyway.
A hot meal and warm bed in Weishaupt is better than rotting in some dungeon.
It would be, but the food's always cold, and Weishaupt's drafty in the winter.
You're really selling it.
It gets better. When Darkspawn threaten a village, when innocent people are in danger, then we swoop in, swords held high, armor gleaming, while 100 faces look to us for salvation. And they all live to see the sunrise because of what we do.
Okay. Now I get it.
Best part is the Warden fighting alongside you. Maybe they've done some bad things in the past. But after that day, it's different. There's some honor in their life where there wasn't before. Nothing like seeing redemption happen before your eyes.
Personally, I'm gonna go with the everyone deserves that. Personally, I don't think that for every sort of crime, but it's a nice sentiment, and one he
We
approves
all need
of.
that chance. Put past sins to right.
Oh,
It
well,
makes
yeah.
the Warden stronger to have people in our ranks who've lived in the shadows. When the storm comes, you don't want farmers and florists fighting archdemons. It takes the wrong sort to put the world right.
Kinda like us, I suppose.
Minus the skeleton butler.
I don't know. Manfred the Warden has a ring to it.
How about we quit while we're ahead? See you around.
I kind of misinterpreted what they were talking about when it came to the anyway. But yeah, if a chance to, I don't know. All right, let's go with Tosh. This is a important one.
Why do you run around in fancy mage clothes?
Because I like them?
You're barely even wearing a shirt.
You fight Anton with a bare midriff.
Everything all right?
We're fine. Just trading fashion tips. So what I wear is a problem for you?
It's not. It's just... Why dress like that? Are you trying to make your mother happy?
Tosh, what's going on? Something is clearly bothering you.
My bet's on mothers and dresses.
It's just something my mother said the other day. That I act more like a man than a woman.
And you feel like you should wear dresses to make her happy.
No. Can you imagine me in a dress? I'd look stupider than I'd look stupid.
Yeah, but that's not what she wants to hear. Because I don't feel like she wants to hear. The reason I want to go with this is because my character is a Kunari, so it's like you would only be able to hear this as a Kunari. So we're gonna say it.
I wasn't raised under the Qun, but our people believe some jobs are for men and others are for women.
Yep.
You dress like a warrior. And for Kunari, warrior is a man's job. Is that why your mother said what she said?
No. I mean, maybe. But it's fine. She says stuff like that all the time.
And?
It feels... right. When she
Okay.
says I act more like a man. It feels Right. Why does it feel right?
Tosh, do you like being a woman?
Nobody likes being a woman.
Ah.
This is stupid. Forget I said anything.
So because my character is a female character, identifies as a woman, we have this reaction.
Hey, it's not stupid. I do like being a woman, but if you don't, maybe that's something to think about.
But what does it mean?
Could be about your mother's expectations, or about how it feels to be a woman and Kunari. Or maybe it's being a woman, period.
How would knowing that help? It won't change anything.
Some of my friends in Minrathous talk about not feeling comfortable in their own skin. As a man, as a woman. I could see if they'd like to talk. Maybe what they say fits how you're feeling.
Yeah. Okay. And thanks. You do look really pretty.
Oh?
To look at. I'd smudge your makeup.
Thanks for letting me down gently.
Good. Tosh is... That's not what I kind of expected for Tosh's character. But I guess it makes sense struggling with gender identity. Again, I don't know very much about the lore of Dragon Age, but apparently the the Kunari are very traditional in their way of thinking.
Lucanus, where is he?
Okay. So Lucanus is gone. Oh, now he's down by the okay, hold on. Let's go see what this is. I do plan on taking care of Emmeric's quest to finish things off, but I do want to go through these conversations. And since I was in the middle of trying to get Lucanus's conversation, let's see what... Oh, that was weird. But let's see what he has to say.
Back, demon! No further! Isn't standing up to them supposed to work?
Let Lucanus go! Don't make us hurt both of you!
What's going on? Lucanus?
It's not Lucanus, it's the demon. It's taking him over. He's trying to leave.
Smells like jam and brimstone.
Rook, do something!
Spite, stop. You're not taking Lucanus through the Alluvion.
I could, if you'd move.
So you can take him where? Off a cliff, or worse?
How did... Rook? Dash?
You tried to walk through the Alluvion in your sleep.
Spite wanted out.
I need coffee.
Are you sure you're alright?
This could be better. It's hard for Spite to take control when I'm awake, so I try to stay awake.
You can't just stay awake forever. I think that would kill you.
I'll be more careful next time.
We have to make Spite understand that he's endangering you.
He's Spite, not learning. He doesn't listen to anyone. Don't worry about it. This won't happen again. And thanks.
Questions on demonic possession. Oh wow, this is a lengthy one. Interesting. All right. Does that lead to another conversation with him, or no? Okay. So now Balara. Yeah, my assumption is either that, I'm sure it says somewhere, like maybe on the legend for the map, but I'm not going to take the time to look for it. My assumption is that yellow speech bubbles with an exclamation mark are important moments for the characters, whereas a normal speech bubble is just a chance to increase your approval with them.
I cannot say.
She got it working.
Who created you?
I cannot say.
What can you say?
I cannot say.
Oh no.
Right. Deserve that.
Got the archive spirit working, I see.
Rook, you're here. And I did. Sort of. A little bit. It appears, but it won't tell me anything.
You simply ask the wrong questions. A common affliction of the weak-minded.
Oh, jeez.
Also that. It's kind of mean.
Yeah.
You should remind that thing who's in charge.
That's an idea. Syrian learned a lot, taught me a lot about these archives. They have, well, not thoughts like us, but sort of pathways, I guess. They can only respond to specific questions worded in specific ways. So, if you're powerful, like almost God-level powerful, how would you talk to someone you see as lesser?
Really condescendingly, based on experience so far.
Right! You wouldn't ask questions, you'd tell them what to do, so let's try that. Archive, tell me who built you.
One of the greatest of Elvenan, a steward of her glory. Truly, I was blessed to bathe in his warmth. Anaris built me, and to him I shall someday return.
There you go.
You mean the Forgotten One?
I cannot say.
Naturally.
Good point. It came later.
What or who is a Forgotten One?
The bad gods, or so we were taught, told never to speak their names. Elgranon, Gillenane, they were the good ones that you could pray to. But now we know the truth about the Evanuris. So we don't know for sure what the Forgotten Ones were, I mean. They used to say Solus was one, so best case scenario like him. Worst case, well, you heard it talk.
Right. So this thing's dangerous if it belonged to one of them.
Could be, but still important and invaluable. Everything Anaris knew, this thing knows, and my people deserve to know. If I can get it to tell me.
Archive, tell me about the Evanuris.
A group of cowards hiding behind their more powerful magic and superior numbers. Their jealousy of Anaris was palpable. Their war is unending, but Anaris will prevail.
Archive, tell me about the Dreadwolf.
An ideologue and a fool who will soon pay the price. When Anaris dispatches the Evanuris, he will spare a thought for Fen'Harel.
Interesting.
You have a chance to learn more about your people. Go for it. Just be careful and try not to break anything.
Right. Thanks, Rook.
All thanks must be given to Anaris,
Oh, jeez.
for he will cast down the oppressive Evanuris and take his rightful place.
What a shame I can't stay longer. Good luck.
Appreciate the support.
It does make me wonder if that's hinting at something later on. Like, who are the Forgotten Ones? Will they show up one day? You know, potential logic would make you think that the Forgotten Elven gods are good, but not necessarily, right? Alright, now let's go talk to Emmerich, pick up his quest. This one, I feel like, should finally be his outing quest, because I don't think I've actually gotten it yet. We had one quest from him, but... Oh. Looks very nice in here now. That's a little disturbing, but okay.
Rook, interested in visiting the Memorial Gardens?
What are you up to?
I must tend to some rites in the necropolis.
Oh, excellent.
I'd like to show you its more peaceful side.
Yes, we will be doing that. Walking the graves. Mainly because there is a portion of the necropolis that I can't get into. And I'm wondering, most of the time these outer quests, they unlock further areas of the explorable areas. So let's see. Naturally, we're going to take Emmerich with us. He detonates Sunder, applies weakening. So I could take Davrin with me. He detonates Sundered. She applies Sundered. I also apply Sundered. So yeah, no. I can detonate Sunder. Either way, we'll take Emmerich. And honestly, I probably should take. I should probably take Lucanus, but to start working with him. But again, we're only going in here really to work with Emmerich, so there's not going to be any bonding with the other characters. So, Davrin. I'm curious to see how these two talk to each other as well. Also, where is the location for this? Is it? Yes, it is in an area, a new area. Gotcha. That's right. I did clear this area. Yeah, light. There's a
Everything's calm.
Yeah.
Looks like the candles worked.
There you go.
I see some of my colleagues have begun the renewal of the vows.
There's a chest here. You pull this lever. There's a skeleton on the box with a letter basically saying light 6 candles in this area to banish evil spirits. And then you get the chest. And I guess that completely gets rid of all of the undead in the area too, because these people.
And calm guard the vaults of this place.
Because these people are in here. That's pretty cool. That I really do like, the evolution of an area because of actions you took or things that you did. So that's awesome. Opens up about his past? Fantastic. I would like to learn more about him. Wow.
Thank you again for coming. My duties include tending to these rites of remembrance. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
I thought we'd start the rites here. A tableau of the dead, commissioned 173 years ago. These lives were flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now they serve as a warning. Don't linger overlong in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
No one's gonna seize the day for you.
Just so. That one's livelier. Here. Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
Tja. Someone must realign her thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
Seems disrespectful to abandon something you built.
Precisely. No wonder there's been an uptick in hauntings.
Wait, what?
Let's continue.
Wait, what? I'm with you, Rook. Wait, what? I wonder, is that skeleton
So what
supposed to be
now?
T-posing?
We light candles in remembrance of the dead.
I'm going to assume, yes, it's supposed to be T-posing.
Would you care to light the candle, Rook? Look at this. The last tomb of the Tannhausens. A very influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Death by dragon? I'm surprised there was enough to bury.
Do you know, I never expected that the door we found back in the Vault of the Beloved would lead here.
So the necropolis actually shuffles its rooms around?
From time to time. Very unlikely to happen while we're inside a chamber. Could you light the next candle? Aha! One of my favorite flowers! A variegated weeping widower.
You know your plants.
Alchemy is my hobby. It's a break from teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
Wait, what?
Bet you'd love some of the books the Shadow Dragons liberated from a few magisters.
This way, Rook.
You were right about the gardens being peaceful.
The necropolis has its dangers, but these places are a refuge for the dead.
How many people are buried here anyway?
Excellent question. We rarely should take a new census. You'll need to light these candles as well. Open your hearts to the final day, companion of all the ages. I was pleasantly surprised by your respect for our undead tableau earlier, Rook. I'm beginning to think people outside Navarra find the necropolis a little unnerving.
Shadow Dragons are used to weird architecture. More skulls here, though.
The spirits gather. Only a few more candles. Follow me.
Yeah, doesn't really bother me. Necromancy is one of those schools of magic that I am interested in playing in video games and whatnot, but I rarely do.
Ah, look here.
Hi? Should I say hi?
It's curious about you. We're also enjoying the gardens, but with one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oof.
Oh.
A collapsed building, swift deaths. After the funeral, the Watchers took me in.
Belated condolences, if that's worth anything.
Always. We move on, as we must, but those long nights linger about the shadows.
How did you deal with it?
I didn't. When I first arrived here, I was terrified.
And you still joined the Watchers?
They're what saved me. Come, the next set of graves lies ahead.
Just casually drops. Oh yeah, when I was orphaned. Like, oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Truly.
Please, light the next candles if you would. There's much to recommend about the rhythm of a ceremony. It eases our worst hours. As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
And some death magic?
Well, every young mage needs a speciality. All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites, I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
It's gotta be the living, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before.
Another wisp.
We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
You told Harding that Manfred used to be a wisp until you gave him a body?
Yes, he's taken so well to it. Haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light. Once you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell.
Once I'm ready. Now, let's see. I do want to check the map just to see how big this area is. Pretty big. I'll come back here later.
Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed. We honor the listening spirits.
Hail from the abyss.
We witness, good watcher, faith kept in all our paths.
What was...
The necropolis hosts many spirits. We thank these guardians for their protection and friendship. We'll need to ring the bell once more to close out the departing ceremony.
Textures are wigging out a little bit.
So you were really afraid of this place as a child?
It wasn't the necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
Hasn't everyone from time to time?
When I was younger, it happened more often than that. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying. It goes beyond dread. Can't be reasoned with or soothed over. It comes without warning. In the dead of night, in sunlit streets, a raw, strangling fear struck somewhere deep past the heart.
That's an issue for a necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough. There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of host would I be if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
Well, if Manfred's excited, how can I refuse? Cheers, Manfred.
Imric seems like a very easy one to gain approval for. Just don't make fun of the dead. Walking the graves. So far, Imric is definitely one of my favorite characters, just because he's interesting. I mean, not to say that other characters aren't, but he just seems a little bit more interesting than the others. But anyway, that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode. In the next, we'll be heading back into Minrathous, specifically Docktown, to see what's going on there. Oh yeah, we're meeting with Morrigan. You get to see what Morrigan has for us. So, very glad I decided to do the Blight one first, because that seemed pretty quick. So it should be interesting to see what Morrigan has to say. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, which I do sincerely hope you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is released, do not forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.